Work once, get paid forever. That is the key to cash flow. And on today's show, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what you need to do to get your cash flow game right now. Hi, I'm Simon. If you're brand new to the channel, we talk all things property, creative cash flow, and how to be financially independent today, not in 25 years. And on this episode, I've got a big treat for you. We're going to be talking about the holy grail, cash flow. And this for me is the most important tool that you need to get financial independence right now, okay? If you're brand new to the channel and you like content like this, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment below. I check every single day. So any questions you've got, feedback you've got, I will feedback and I'll hit you straight back. That's my word. If you're brand new to me, I'm Simon, and 3 years ago I decided I wanted to make a change. It felt like I was working too hard for my money. I was reliant on other people. I was frustrated. I didn't know when the next check was coming in, and it was either the feast or the famine. And I was like, I need to take control. This isn't gonna do. And I never forget, a mate of mine at the time kept saying, come over, come and have a look at this HMU or whatever he was going on about. I was like, tell you what, I will. Eventually, it took me like 3 times of him asking before I did. And I went down there, and it was probably this time of the year, students were turning round, and he had this 6-bed HMO that he was turning round, and he was explaining to me, he brought this for like 100 odd grand, and it was gonna make him £1,500 cash flow per month. And I was like, well, what do you mean cash flow? He was saying, well, yeah, once I've set this up, I'm tenanted it, I'm going to earn £1,500 a month net cash flow every single month. I was like, wow, like penny drop moment. This is it. This is what I need. So I ended up getting involved. And since then, I've been building my cash flow up month by month, year by year. So what exactly is cash flow? Well, the standard type of income that most people have is they go to work and they exchange their time for what we call active income. So that means if you're on £2 a month and you work 40 hours a week or whatever it is, that's your payment. The problem is, if you stop working, if you lose your job, if something happens, right? If you no longer can do that job, your income stops, okay? So it's active income, and what you want to try and do is create passive income and recurring income, AKA cash flow that doesn't stop when you stop. And you know, I've heard so many people say this, if you can't find a way to earn in your sleep, you will never be wealthy. So all cash flow is you do the work once, yeah, or you set it up once and it pays you every single month. And there's loads of ways of doing this. You know, you could have dividends in stocks. You can be in property. You could have certain, intellectual property. You know, if you're a singer or writer or whatever, you do the work once and you get paid every single year or every single quarter. But my favorite type, of course, which is why I'm here, is property, okay? Because what happens is you set the property up, you tenant the property, and it pays you every single month. And that is cash flow. So how can you create cash flow? That's what you want to know, right? That's what you want to know. And it's kind of simple, but it's kind of hard. You don't know what you don't know, right? There's 2 main ways that you can create cash flow as far as I'm concerned in property. The first one is buying a property and renting it out, okay? Buy to let. Whether that be a standard single let, a HMO, or a serviced accommodation unit. So if you're sat on, 30, 40, 50 plus grand, you might be in a position where you can buy the property. Great. If you've not got that type of money, the alternative is you don't buy the property. You lease it. You rent to rent it rather than buy to let. You rent to rent. Okay, and this is my baby. I always say it. This is the one I love because you only need 5 grand or 10 grand and you could do multiple deals and build your cash flow. And then what you do with that cash flow is the clever part. So 2 ways, really simple, buy a property or rent to rent the property. And I do both. If you're finding this content useful, please do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every single week, we're dropping new material and we've got some really exciting things planned for the channel, okay? Also hit me up on Instagram at Simon Smith Online. Any questions, I've got you. So finally, this is the key part. How do you then go on to compound that? Because when I started, I managed to generate £600 cash flow and that was good, but then I ran out of money and it's like, well, how do I increase that? How do I increase that cash flow to a point where I don't have to work? And this is what you need to do. First thing you've got to do, right, is calculate how much cash flow you need to not have to work. In other words, to equal your current earnings. So if you're earning £2,000 a month, or if you need £1,800 to pay all your bills and monthly costs, that should be your cash flow goal, right? So if that's £1,800, you want to find a way to create £1,800 of money whilst you sleep. And then as soon as you've got that figure, what you then need to do is compound the interest of your revenue. So let's say you got £600 a month in cash flow. You don't start going mental, going out, getting bottles and blowing all 600. You want to try and find a way to save 40% of that or 20% of that so that every single month you're building up cash flow for the next deal, whether that be rent to rent or whether that be purchases. So just to summarize, what is cash flow? Cash flow is when you set up income that keeps paying you every single month. Two ways of getting it in terms of property. My favorite, buy it or lease it, rent it. And when you start getting that cash flow, make sure you set a goal, which means that's your financial freedom goal, and then you compound the rental income. Don't blow it. That's really, really key. And last but not least, right, this is the interesting part. Once you've done that, once you've managed to equal it, you don't have to retire. But if you choose, or if you want to step back, you can. Comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.